Let's begin with a smile, a suspension. A smiling suspension in the space between the end of the out-breath and the start of the next in-breath. And allow your attention to become open, receptive, to spread. And take in the entire head-to-toe framework. The whole framework of the body supports the breath. But in particular, check in with that sense of length and uprightness in the spine. So that in that smiling suspension moment, breathe into the length and breadth of your backbone. And just reassure yourself that improving or deepening the breath is not something that you do. There is nothing that you need to do. What we're interested in is to allow your vigilant attention to be on the lookout for whatever is making the breath shallow. What are you doing that makes that so? So continue to enter with your attention into the space between the end of the out-breath and the beginning of the in-breath. And just check in with the idea that the breath will be shallow if the center of gravity of the breathing is high. And it will be deep if the center of gravity is as low as it could be. That could be in the pelvic floor if you're sitting, or in the arches of your feet if you were standing. So with that sense of spreading and expansiveness, we'll take 10 breaths or so, and use that image of the ping pong ball on a jet of water. And when we start that process, the first breath of that process, we'll imagine it to be high. The jet of water is pushing it high up, in fact, as high as where the neck meets the collarbones and the breastbone. And in that welcoming space, you may find something to let go of in that region. Remember, the shoulders are very involved with that point where the neck meets the collarbones. And then with each breath, you find something more to open up and to let go of, and it allows the jet of water to be turned down, and you can move down the whole front of the trunk, really. You're going through those key chakra points in the Indian, Asian, whatever it is. But you can check in with each of those if you're familiar with them. within that system, they're given specific colours and specific energies. The energy of the solar plexus. But we don't particularly want to be. It's just using that image. So let's begin that 10 breath cycle. So the centre of gravity drops, the ping pong ball drops as you find more and more possibilities to let go, especially in that expansive, smiling place where the out-breath stops and the in-breath starts. So the upper pole of the body, and in particular the points of entry of the breath around the nostrils and the mouth region, receive the breath with a smile of welcome. If the centre of gravity is high, then you're snatching at the gift of the breath, which is a very ungracious thing to do. Given the preciousness of the gift. So in that expanded sense of your attention becoming more and more receptive to the field of awareness which is vast, but the sensations we can expand to could just touch in with a sense of lightness and balanced ease in the way that your head sits, is carried up on top of the spine. And we can draw in that thought that the more balanced your head is, the less holding on and letting go of that holding and welcoming in a better sense of balance is linked to a deepening of the breath. So, once again, we'll be aiming to be consciously present at that liminal space between the end of the out-breath and the beginning of the in-breath. And, And we're going to approach that deepening in a deeper and subtler way, by expanding an awareness of the weight of your head, to take in the structures of the face. And on this occasion, we'll move down the midline of the face, from that spot in the middle of your forehead, where in those Indian cultures they put a red spot. And moving down, we'll take a scan of those structures, and everything that you let go of, the unnecessary tensions that are there, will feed into that sense of effortless depth and ease with each breath. So we'll maybe take a dozen, maybe more than a dozen, breaths to go through that process. But the centre of that will always be a return to that smiling, expanded suspension moment. So in the next opportunity, the end of the out-breath, just allow your attention to spread to the spot in the middle of your forehead. So we're in that region where the brow furrows into a frown, and there'll always be something to let go of and ease in that region. So next we can breathe into that meeting point between the top of the ridge of the nose and the eyebrows. There'll always be tensions to let go of. It's up to your vigilant attention to find them. Now we move from the top of the ridge of the nose and soften each eye, or more particularly the space behind each eye. That's the space where a smile, a genuine smile, is born there. And then if your attention now spreads and moves down to the tip of the nose, and you find that link that lifts the structures of the face onto the cheekbones and flares the nostrils to welcome in the in-breath. It doesn't do anything, it's only receiving. So next we can move into the midline of the upper and lower lip, and that easing out across to that Mona Lisa birth of a smile. And then the dimple in the chin area opens out to take in a hugely important and holder of tension, the jaw. So to round that out and to emphasize the importance, return to that moment of smiling suspension of welcome of the breath, and take in the possibility of releasing your jaw so that there's nothing that tightens up there that can contribute to a sense of lifting the centre of gravity of the breath. So as we round that out, we started with a welcome smile and a sense of achievement that the things that you've let go of have created a sense of calm, ease, integrity. And a sense that every breath touches every cell. It nourishes it. The lungs carry it there, and the heart sparks it into each cell into life. So we can come to a sense that that breathing process is going to go on through the rest of the day.